All right, so I'm here with Roslyn Ross. She's author, speaker, and homeschooling mother. And the question that we have for you today is what advice can you give to parents who are just starting to homeschool?
Um, Talk to your child. Look at your child, your real child in front of you, and be really, really perceptive and present and respectful of what your child says he needs and what he says he doesn't need. And be prepared, depending on what age your child is at, if he's been in school for a couple of years, the unwinding from school process can take a while. And if he needs to recover from school, don't worry about it. He will get interested in life again. And he can direct his education. He will be interested in his life and creating a life for himself.
Perfect. And what would you say to critics of homeschooling that say it doesn't socialize their children?
I would. I mean, there are a ton of homeschooled kids out there who are grown-ups now. When you're talking to your friends and they mention that they were homeschooled, they're not weird. Like, I do want to acknowledge that when I was a kid, I knew some kids who were being homeschooled, and I did think they were weird. But knowing what I know now, what was weird about them was how much self-esteem they had and how sure they were in themselves and the dreams that they were pursuing. Like, I had learned how to be cool and how to be liked by my peers, and I had learned how to fit into this box, and they were still individuals. And that's what was weird. And that's great. Now I look at that and I'm like, yeah. But then just question that whole concept of socialization, because, for example, in the early 1900s, like, parents were like, why shouldn't my kid be socialized to get along with me? Why is he being socialized to get along with them? And then, the them, school is an awful place. Why do you want your child to be socialized to fit in to that zoo? It doesn't make any sense.
Awesome. And the last question I forgot is,
Fear.
yes. What can you say to parents who see there's a problem in the school system, but they're fearful that if they do something different, homeschooling as an example, they might harm their child's future because it's different and they're uncertain. They were raised in the public school, so they're like, oh, what do I do? Do you have any thoughts about how to resolve some of their concerns?
Well, I would say if your child goes through the public school system, that your child has almost a 100% chance of finding himself a high school senior with no intrinsic self whatsoever, no intrinsic motivation, no desire to do anything if there isn't going to be a reward involved or a pat on the head or a bribe. That is so tragic and so depressing that he will then hopefully find his intrinsic self sometime before he's 50. What was taken away so that you can feel he had a normal, whatever this idea is, of childhood. And the other thing you can do is just read. I mean, it's like this idea of education we have hasn't been around for that long. There were a lot of brilliant presidents of the United States who were homeschooled. Everyone in America was homeschooled. It's like you can kind of look into history and feel a lot more confident that it's doable. And just know that it's getting more and more popular, and colleges love homeschooled kids. They love people who are actually different and can think and had interesting lives. And what if your kid doesn't go to college? Like, what if he's not an intellectual? What if he wants to be a construction guy and he ends up being a contractor and he loves his job and he loves his life? Like, is that a problem? So.
Any final questions to parents out there looking at this and seeing you've been homeschooling for 4 years? Any last final comments, and also where can we learn more about you?
Yeah, just have fun. Like, thinking outside the box, it really just goes back to you're free. You're used to being told what to do, but now you're free. And don't worry. Don't worry. And then you can find more information about me if you're interested. I have a blog, Raising Children is an Act of Philosophy, and I have a book called A Theory of Objectivist Parenting, and I will have more books out soon.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Roslyn.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need.